welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. Actually, we'll go to map view so I can scroll around freely. So, as I said, we needed more copper because this was not getting enough. So I put in yet another copper. This is all bot based, which is murdering our bot count, but you know, who cares? Who cares? This is the starter base, it's all going to get deconstructed eventually. So we've just had a new copper train arrive, and I'm just waiting for these to fill up. So they're all running. Come on. Bump, 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 bump. Yeah, I need you guys to output. Excellent. And then we have to follow the belts back. And we see that these two coppers are running this green circuit and this green circuit, with the excess running the red circuits, which is not working. You can see the green circuits are two separate builds. It's one which then gets diverted and run all over the place, and then a second one which then runs the rest, for lack of a better term. Right? But you can see, look, we're just not getting enough copper. We're getting dribs and drabs, but it's not enough to run the red circuit. So that's it. Dumped in another copper smelter. Just blueprinting in place. You know, not to care. Not a lot of care if it works perfectly or not. And then we're running this belt over here, and then we're side loading. The reason we're side loading is, let's go over and actually have a closer look. The reason we're side loading is it means that this is the priority. And then whatever doesn't keep the belt backed up, if we side load it, it will give us a full backed up belt, basically. So you can see these are not running terribly fast. We are losing bits and pieces, but it means that belt at this point is fully backed up. And then it runs, and we pull off it. And then up here, it's still pretty backed up. You know, if this north one had a decent amount of copper on it as well, then our red circuits would be fine-ish. So, because this one from our third smelt is not fully backed up, let's try and abuse it a bit more. So, I've put a splitter in, which at the moment is doing nothing. Go there to there. Put in a splitter. No, that won't work. It will work if we divert you down one square. Join those two. Put a splitter in there. Put my underground there. And same story. We just side load this belt. Which means that that third smelter should now be running flat out. Side loading this belt to make sure it's full. Well, half its product will side load this belt. A bit more than half, just because the way splitters are set up. Is there a way to fix that? No, not easily. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, side loading this belt to make sure it's backed up, and then the excess will come up here and we'll side load this belt, which it's doing a pretty good job of currently. And smelters will run through all the copper. We need a new copper train. Which is hopefully feeding the red circuits. The important thing is this bottom belt always has somewhere close copper wire on it. So we're getting to about here before we run out of room. Why don't we have another train? Because we've got another backup of trains. Where are you going? Iron 2. You bugger off to Iron 3 and stay there. Because we've got too many trains, and I never built a proper stacker, because that would be logical. I just chose to let them back up on the main line, which is what's causing all of this trouble. Where are you going? Oh, you're also another oil train. Yeah, we've got two oil trains. Both the liquid-based and the barrel-based. So So the hope is that this will max out the red circuits, which will then give us more green circuits as well, because it'll keep both these factories running, all four of these factories technically, running flat out, which will speed up this one. Speed module 1 production, which will also speed up actual productivity and speed module 3 production as well. And you can see I pulled the speed beacons off, the speed modules off this, because we just didn't need it. We can't run it full flat out, so there is no need to have speed modules on it. That and for power consumption, it's just easy to dump another one of these, or another two of these, or three of these. It's not as if we're fighting space. But yeah, okay. Anyway, off to our big surprise. Let's find train. Come on, trees, go away. Yeah, find a signal so don't put on the wrong side of the train. Not that it matters much, we're going in manual mode. Jump in the train, and yes, we from the main base we put another T intersection, which brings us along and along and along, and out to, there's another T intersection going south, and finally, when we get there, a terminus, where I built some stuff. I built some smelters. Just some tiny smelters to fit our 312-3 trains. And we'll grab a blueprint. And that's it there. Actually, let's start top left, bottom right. Without that robot. So, yeah, you can see 288 smelters. Yeah, which are full of productivity modules and speed beacons at max speed. This thing, just one of these, pumps out 55,000 iron plates per minute. And they're self-contained, so we bring in 2 ore trains from the right, and on the left leaves 1 plate train. And that's how they're set up. And they are their own self-contained robo network. Hang on, let's go stand in the middle so we can see this. So you can see the robots cover from the top. The robot network covers from the top to this weird line of beacons that you can see don't quite match up here. And then from there, we have this one robo port that joins this network with the next network with the next network, and that's purely for construction purposes. Once it's all finished building and all the productivity modules are in, because we're still quite a little bit short of gear, these will get pulled out, and then they'll become their own self-contained units with their own Logibots. Oh, and I got one train stuck in here. Oh yes, because I haven't built the output line isn't finished yet, it just dead ends. But yeah, so each one of these produces 55,000. So you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stations. So that's 500,000 iron per second. Plus, we have these ones down here, which are slightly different. Let's run down and have a closer look. They're same feed-in lanes, so they feed in iron ore. The difference is they pump out steel. So they're a little bit longer, and we double feed the boxes. So request in, which is not set up. So this request in iron ore. Turn it into iron plate, output to a storage box, and then convert that into steel, and then out again. And this is missing productivity modules for some reason. That's going to be a pain to fix up. Alright. So I'm not sure what these produce. I'm willing to bet it's about 12 to 15,000 each. Because you can see they're slightly larger. Yeah, they're slightly larger, but same story. It's its own self-contained robo network with 336. Halve that number, so 160-ish. Steel smelters at whatever speed they run at. Fully speed baconed, it's what? 4 times normal speed minus 40%. Fast. Really fast. Really, 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 really fast. That's the bottom line. So we come in off the main line. We have a 20 train stacker. And then it goes into this lovely train network, train sorting system is probably the best way of putting it. Which, again, needs alteration because it's not quite 100% perfect. It needs to be fiddled with more. But yes, it's designed to feed in a whole train back to back to back. So we need 20 iron trains plus another. We've got what? 14 stations. So we need another 28 trains in here of iron ore unloading with 20 backed up ready to come in. With I'm not sure how many fits on this lovely weird train setup. I'll find out when they start backing up and I start packing them end to end. At the same time, I did a copper one, which I'm not even going to walk down to. We're just going to use the good old map view. But same story. Each one of these pumps out 55,000 copper plates per minute. And we've got 4 of them with our same twisty, twiny buffering network, joining network, whatever you want to call it. And another, I think that's 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's do this. 20, yep, another 20 train stacker before it joins back into the main line, and this one's actually already set up to feed back out. So that's the setup, and it's been quite busy actually mining this little copper patch that was sort of in range, which currently has 3.4 million copper plate in the network. So yeah, that's one of the little changes. At the same time, our first lot of infinite and second lot and third lot and fourth lot of infinite research have finished. Yeah, you can see with productivity modules it really slows the base down. We don't have a power problem anymore. Oh, I fixed that as well, and I'll show you that, you guys in a second. But yeah, productivity modules really slow the base down. I don't have any productivity modules to remotely put in these, but yeah. Oh, you're still waiting for productivity modules. See? Yeah, we're not quite perfect. But where are we? Oh, infinite research. So I've left these buffering still, and we've got a couple of bot speeds up, and each one makes them 65% faster. So I think we need to get to. I did a 14 playthrough which had been modded to make it play a bit like 15. And when this gets expensive, which is around about level 12, that seems to be the perfect point to just stop. Just stop doing robot speed research. Oh, that's the other thing I had to show. Power. We just doubled it. I'll be honest. I just blueprinted the whole thing, landfilled the whole thing, and put another one down. Because we have... where are we? Let's lodge you. There we go. Yeah, we don't have any power problems or nuclear material problems yet, you know. This is mined out entirely, so I need to come deconstruct this one and get rid of this little bit of extra belt, etc. And you're mined out. You're mined out. Let's send you to there. Oops. So used to just going map view and exiting. U1, which is missing a radar, but I don't see any uranium. So it's also mined out. We'll send them both and make sure they're empty. Yeah, it had a little bit in it. So yeah, that's our start to our mega base scale. iron smelting, copper smelting, iron and steel, copper smelting, and I've got to still do a stone, which we're going to come down here and I'm going to do on camera. I'm going to show you how I built one of these networks. Because if you want to go up to the, maybe not megabase you can do with a base that looks like this, because this is capable of 1,000 science packs a minute. It's a mess. It really needs to be cleaned up and optimized, but it's capable. It's capable of doing it 60/60. That's the important thing. GigaBase scale, ooh, slightly different. We've got to get rid of all the belts because belts cost UPS still. We've got to go everything over to bots. What are we waiting on? We're waiting on you guys. We're just waiting on. Yeah, speed ones. We need to fix our speed one problem. There's just not enough of them, it seems. We need a lot more of them. Yes, I will come up with an answer. I don't know what the answer is, but I shall come up with an answer. So yeah, we need a lot more speed ones to get our rocket production up. But yeah, like I said, this base here, which is, what's that? 2 zoom levels out, is capable of doing, that is a mega base, that is capable of doing a rocket per minute, provided I can get my green science, my green chip problem sorted out, and, probably get rid of all the old furnaces and upgrade them to electric. But, it's capable. It's capable of doing 1,000 science per minute. So that is a mega base. GigaBase, when you're going 2, 3, 4, means this sort of scale. It means way larger. I'm honest. I'm aiming for 2 to start with. Honestly, if the game will let me, I'd like to do 4,000 or 5,000 science packs per minute. I'd like to be able to do this in 2 minutes. Just done. Which means a hell of a lot more labs. It means, a lot, an awful lot more production, more raw materials in, more materials out. It's gonna be difficult, but I like a big challenge. I really, really do. So look, this episode's going to be a little bit shorter than the last few, but I thought it was really, really important that I show you guys where we're up to, where we're aiming for, and bring up to date on trying to get green circuits running. Green circuits just chew so much copper. In fact, where are we? Our 4 copper, which I'm thinking of 4 is the right number. 1 feed science pack ones. 1 feeds high-tech science packs and the batteries for the high-tech science packs. The other 2, by themselves, feed the electronic circuits. So that means 55,000 copper is going to go in to make green circuits. Red circuits are being shared with Science Pack 1, so they have a crossover. There's one train that services both of those. But that's the only way I can get the throughput we need, and this is why we have 4 of these. Go big. Go big or go home. That's pretty much the moral of the story. So yeah, now this is running, I'm going to actually set up a train to service it, and we're going to start bringing over copper plate and dumping it in the network, I think. Oops, I missed some. Yeah, I think it's time to start actually bringing copper plate into the network. Oops, we're going to run out of... Are you back? Oh, you're back. Perfect timing. Almost. But yeah, like I said, that's it for this episode. A little bit shorter, but that brings us all up to date, basically, and tells you where my crapload of time has gone. We launched a rocket at 111 hours, and we're now at 9 days, 9 hours, which is 217 hours, roughly, because I've just got up and left the computer running, basically building raw components. In fact, the outpost train, providing I haven't buggered it, no, I haven't buggered it, it's literally filling up with gear, driving over to here, dumping it into these chests, and then these bots, these 230 bots, are coming out and building this ever so slowly. The copper one is still on a manual, so I'm still doing that because I don't want the beacons and everything set up until we've got all the productivity modules in there. I'm happy for it to be slow to start with, but just running, and we'll add the speed beacons and everything else afterwards, because power is a bit of an issue. Turns out each one of these smelters uses about half a gigawatt of power. So it means I need, what's that? 14, I need like 7 stamps of our nuclear power plant just to run that lot. And then another 2 stamps to run this lot. So we need like 10 stamps of our nuclear power. Which is why it's big to start with. And why I decided to build it out at sea. I don't know if there's room for improvement. I don't know whether I can run a heat pipe out this side. I don't know whether I can join the two together. And maybe run, one here in the middle. Right, out to the east. I don't know. It's something that we still need to play with because nuclear power is still fairly new. But yeah, it's one of the reasons it's built on the water. And if we end up outgrowing this area, then that's it. We're just going to come down here and we're going to landfill this lake. And we're just going to whack them down right across the lake. And I can train across because that's the way it's designed. It's designed that we can train across all our nuclear materials. I just built a new train station up here. Same as I did with the nuclear fuel. Just put a new train station in right at the top. Pick up the materials, take them out. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you are enjoying this series and looking forward to going big, 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 big scale. Right. And that's about it for me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Right. Bye.